Hey everybody, in this video, I just wanted to go through some quick examples for lesson 1.01. Examples. All right, so for example number one, I'm going to provide us a polynomial and we are going to find the following things about it. We're going to find the number of terms. We are going to find the degree. We're going to find the leading term. And we're going to find the leading coefficient. And we're going to find the constant. All right, and this is all for the polynomial. Let's see. I kind of need to zoom out a little bit. This is kind of, there we go. Our polynomial here is 8 minus 4x cubed minus 9x to the fifth minus x plus x to the fourth. So the first thing we want to determine is the number of terms. And terms, remember, are those pieces separated by plus or minus signs. So I see all these minus signs and this plus sign separating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. So number of terms, do it in pink. We have 5 terms. Next, we want to know the degree, and the degree is always our highest or our largest exponent. Now, looking at our exponents, we have our 8 first. That doesn't even have a variable with an exponent. And then we have the negative 4x cubed, and then the negative 9x to the fifth, which the 5 looks to be like our largest exponent, minus the x to the first plus the x to the fourth power. This polynomial is not in standard form. To put it in standard form, we would rearrange it so that our terms are in order, where the variables are from largest to smallest. So the first term we would have is negative 9x to the fifth, since that is the term with the largest exponent. Our next largest exponent is the 4, so plus x to the fourth. Then our next largest exponent is the 3, so minus 4x cubed, including the minus sign with it. And then we have just the x. And our 8 is a positive 8, so I'm going to add 8. So this is the same polynomial, just in standard form, and we can easily see the degree is 5. Now, our leading term is always the term that has that largest exponent. It is not necessarily always the term in front. It is called the leading term because when your polynomial is in standard form, it is the leading front term. It is the term that decides everything about your polynomial. Everybody else follows behind it. So our leading term is negative 9x to the fifth. And within that leading term, we have a leading coefficient. And our leading coefficient is the number in front of the variable, which is negative 9. So leading coefficient is negative 9. And then our constant is the number with no variable at all. In this case, it would be just the 8. Or at the end of our standard form polynomial, just the 8. All right. Our next example, I want us to find the degree of a couple polynomials. So we are going to find the degree. So the first polynomial we're going to find the degree of is negative x plus 1/9. Looking at this polynomial, remember the degree is always the largest exponent. And I don't see an exponent on our first example. I just see negative x. This is, remember, negative x to the first power. So our degree for this is 1. This is a linear polynomial because it has a degree of 1. All right, so you might just want to make a note. Negative x is the same thing as negative x to the first power. Part B. The next polynomial is 9b cubed minus 10a to the negative fifth b. All right, now looking at this to find the degree of the largest exponent, I see a term that has an exponent of 3, and then this next term has two variables, right? One of the variables has an exponent of negative 5, and b has a variable, or an exponent of 1, excuse me. Now, can polynomials have negative exponents? No. So this is not a polynomial. Because we have that negative exponent. This negative 10a to the negative fifth power times b, that makes it not a polynomial. So we are not going to find the degree of that because it's not a polynomial. And finally, part C, polynomial C. We have negative c over 5 plus 9c cubed d to the fourth plus c squared d cubed. Looking at this polynomial, I do see a fraction, but remember, fractions are only a problem when you have a fraction as your exponent or when you have a variable in the denominator, which is not what we have. We have a variable in the numerator. So this is a polynomial. All of my exponents are good here. And I notice that I have terms with multiple variables, right? The exponent on our first term is just a 1. On our second term, though, I have an exponent of 3 and an exponent of 4. So all together, the exponent of this entire term would be 3 plus 4, just using the product rule to add these together, and we get 7. And then looking at our next term, this term is c squared times d to the third power. So I have an exponent of 2 and an exponent of 3, which combine together to give the whole term an exponent of 5. So if I want to know what the degree of this polynomial is, the highest exponent on one of the terms of this polynomial is 7. So the degree of this polynomial would be 7. Please let me know what questions you have on this section. I'm always here to help.